The government's directive for grade 10 learners to report to school in spite of their financial ability has put school heads on the horns of a dilemma as they struggle to meet the other needs of learners. Some boarding schools have defied the directive, citing their inability to provide essential items such as mattresses, blankets, and personal belongings for the students. As Brenda Wanga reports, the Ministry of Education says targeted interventions will be announced next week once the actual number of vulnerable learners is confirmed.
The dry and dusty path leads to Edna Moses' home in Nyaribari Chache constituency. Here we find mother and daughter, defeated and dejected. The last 48 hours have seen their hopes rise and fall again in devastating manner.
Hata kukula hapa ni shida. Sasa mimi naona hata matumaini ya kurudi shule hayako tena. Ndio ya mtu naona hapa.
Those who are present.
That hope had been awakened when the president ordered that all grade 10 learners report to their respective schools with or without school uniform and fees. Mose and her daughter had neither of this requirement. With hope, they traveled to Nyabururu where Joy Kwamboka, who scored an impressive 63 points in her KJSEA, had been called. Those hopes came crashing down on arrival at the C1 school.
Sasa tulifika huko. Hatukuwa na kitu, tulikuwa na ni barua ya Nyabururu tu na bag, na alikuwa amevaa uniform za ile shule primary alikuwa anasoma. Tukafika huko, sasa tukaambiwa tuingie hapo nje tutoe pesa ndio aingie ndani. Hatukuwa na pesa, tukarudi nyumbani.
The aspiring engineer now faces an extended stay at home as her mother scrambles to raise the funds needed to secure her admission and sustain her in boarding school.
Amelia usiku na mchana akitamani kuenda shule. Sasa hatuna kitu ya tutauza tumpeleke shule. Hatuna uwezo.
The government, however, maintains that regardless of the situation, learners should be admitted.
All learners must report to school, whether they have school fees or they have no school fees. That should give parents time to be able to raise the requisite fees. As you're all aware, we are in free secondary education, free day secondary education. And for secondary schools, most of the schools don't charge anything except fees for school, fees for uniform, and fees for food. That is the only amount they charge. And there are schools which are denying students an opportunity to go to school because of lack of fees for uniform, for example, or fees for food, for example. And the president has made it very clear that even if a learner doesn't have uniform, they can still report to school and look for money later.
But aside from those items, school administrators who spoke to Citizen on condition of anonymity cite other requirements. For learners who show up without anything, it falls on the schools to provide mattresses, blankets, sheets, and other personal grooming items. Costs the school heads say they simply cannot meet. Speaking to Citizen TV on phone, CS for Education Julius Ogamba urged school heads to consider the learners on a short-term basis, stating that the ministry will issue an official statement on Monday on the exact number of learners needing urgent admission. He also says the government will find ways of intervening. Joy and her mother will be waiting for that statement and intervention with renewed hope for yet another go at senior school education. Maybe, just maybe, the aspiring engineer will find her way to the start of her journey again. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV.